The wood shop is actually the founding component of Irvin Services. I started Irvin Services in 2004, but I've had my hands in woodworking since high school and moving on. With woodworking, there's really kind of two major disciplines that I like to see. One is more of the veneer, solid wood processing, and then the other is more of a flat panel processing, European type cabinet construction. While we did get our start originally in more of the hardwoods and veneers, over the years we have migrated more to flat panel and European style cabinet construction, which is most typically seen in the commercial markets. This machine here is an Altendorf slide saw. This is really one of the core founding parts of any good shop. This allows us to do straight line cutting. It has a scoring blade on it. So when you are cutting veneers and melamines, that you don't get the tear out on the backside that you would on a traditional table saw. Like many of the machines in the shop, I'm very much a proponent of as much automation and as much electronics as possible. It just allows us to do our work more accurately and more efficiently. Now that we talked about the beginnings of Irvin Services and the wood shop, let's advance into talking about the processes of making these flat panel cabinets. So in this part of the tour here, I'd like to talk about the production of a European style cabinet. In our shop, a typical job could be anything from a dozen cabinets for a small kitchenette to a project that might have a couple hundred cabinets for a multi-story office building. One thing that we do here that's unique is we start with laying up our own plastic laminate on a particle board using this machine here, which is a hot press, as opposed to using a spray adhesive laminate. This offers us a flatter, better consistency panel using a PVA glue, which is environmentally friendly. With having this hot press, it allows us to have a rapid supply chain of materials where we can bring the plastic laminate in from our vendors and have a laid up panel that we can move on to our CNC router for immediate cutting. So this is the second step of the manufacturing process for the cabinets. After we've glued up the panels, we'll bring a palletized skid of laminate over here. Using our vacuum lifter, one of the operators can single-handedly pick up a single sheet of material. The CNC router is capable of processing up to a 5 by 10 sheet of material using 8 different tools simultaneously. The parts for the cabinets are produced and programmed in the office by using SolidWorks or Cabinet Vision, where each part is individually tagged and labeled. And then we have a barcode printer down here that we can put on each piece of the wood as it comes off the router, so we can track its process throughout the rest of the assembly process. This machine here is our CNC edge bander. This is the third step in the process. So once the operator running the router takes the panels off of it, he'll bring it right to this machine here. This machine here is capable of applying anywhere from 1/2 mil to 3 mil PVC edging, plastic laminate, and solid wood edging up to 3/4 of an inch thick. And we can also process panels up to 2 inches thick. We also have a return conveyor on this machine. When this machine's in full operation, you can put one panel in after another, and it's going down this line at 20 meters per minute. So to say the least, if one person's operating this machine, we have to have this conveyor, or they can't get to the other end fast enough to catch the panels. This is the fourth stop in the production of a cabinet. After the guys take the pieces off of the edge bander, they'll bring them to the line bore machine. This is a machine that we had custom made that has 4 vertical spindles, 3 horizontal spindles, and also a glue and dowel insertion. So this will drill all the horizontal holes in and insert the dowels for preparation for final assembly. And this has 4 workstations where we can have 4 parts loaded here concurrently in processing. Now that the parts have come off the line bore, it brings us to the final step, which is final assembly. So the most important machine is our workbench and also our case clamp used for the final squaring of the components. And we also have the racks of the assorted screws and fasteners and hinges. At that point, the guys completely put everything together, attach the doors, the drawers, put packaging material around it, and then they're ready to go out the door. So in conclusion, you can see the assembly line flow as raw materials comes in one door, it goes through cutting, edge banding, line boring, and final assembly, and out another door.